Hi there, I'm Dave Litton and welcome to my Prince2 Primer. Now I'm guessing that since you found your way to my website, you're probably booked on a Prince2 training course in the near future and are concerned about preparing enough for it. Or it may be that you need to become an expert at implementing Prince2 without the need to attend classroom training. Now unless your organisation is paying for your Prince2 training, I'm sure you'll be put off by the sky-high training costs, particularly if you're attending in a major city, not to mention of course the travel and hotel bills. It may be that you can't afford the time out of the office. Like most of us, just because you're away on training doesn't mean the business stops, so you'll be constantly at the beck and call of your mobile phone. Most folks who attend Prince2 training are at least a little worried that they might fail the exams, and that they may also be concerned that they've left preparation too late, probably again because of pressures at work. You've probably heard that the Prince2 classroom training is complex, with not really enough time to study, and it is highly stressful. After all, normally, classroom training is a 5-day event, with you taking the foundation exam on the 3rd day. And for that reason, the Prince2 classroom training has a very steep learning curve. In order to cover the syllabus, most courses include some form of evening work and practice for the exams, and these can go on late into the night, particularly if you're having to answer emails and phone calls from the office. It's quite normal and natural that delegates get quite overwhelmed by the huge mass of information presented in the official manual, with hundreds of diagrams, pages full of wordy text, tables and appendices to try to memorise. It can be quite a daunting task. But that's not all. Many people start off on the wrong foot with what I've called here common Prince2 training mistakes. The first is assuming that the Prince manual is all you need. Well, it's certainly the basis of the Prince2 method, make no mistake about that, but you'll certainly need extra information in a more easily digestible form to get you up to foundation and practitioner exam level. Another major mistake is not including sufficient exam practice during your period of learning. Again, remember, this often takes place over a 5-day period with a very steep learning curve on its own, and getting enough practice can mean that although you've studied the materials, you're still not ready to actually take the exams. Another problem is not understanding the Prince2 framework first. If you don't understand the framework within Prince2 fits, then trying to learn the details will simply lead to confusion. And the other one is assuming some form of learning miracle will occur within the next few days. When you turn up on a Monday morning, you know that you've probably got to your first exam on Wednesday afternoon or possibly Thursday, and then you've got the practitioner normally on Friday afternoon. Yet another is assuming that Prince2 is just about project management. It's not, as I've suggested above. It's actually a framework within which successful projects can flourish and be successful. Many successful project managers turn up for Prince2 training assuming that their knowledge of project management will get them through with just a little bit of extra work regarding the manual. This is not true. What you really need to have is a learning system and a plan, and that's what I've worked on for you. Without it, just turning up and working hard is not going to get you through all the exams. However, now for the good news. I have a solution to your training problems right here on this web page. Let me explain. My Prince2 Primer is beautifully designed, if I do say so, simple to absorb in easy steps and downloadable direct to your computer, whether you've got a PC or a Mac or a mobile device. As long as you can watch MP4 videos and read PDF files, you'll be able to use my primer. You get my Prince2 Primer learning funnel, consisting of a sequenced overview of Prince2 learning steps in the first case, and then delving into more detail, giving you a step-by-step approach to absorb the Prince2 methodology. I'm convinced this will quickly and easily raise your Prince2 knowledge to exam pass standard. And don't forget, of course, that you can pause, rewind the videos at your own pace and time, since they'll be sitting on your PC. You get easy to follow videos of what I've called bite-sized chunks. You can see in this particular picture how I've taken controlling a stage and first of all simplified it. When you're watching the video, you'll see this diagram gradually assemble piece by piece, so you never miss a thing. Another example is coming up with diagrams that expand on those within the manual to help clarify exactly how particular parts of Prince2 works. And of course, for each of the processes, I give you a beautifully detailed and much more simple to read and absorb diagram showing you exactly not just what the activities within each process is, but also what the main product deliverables are. So let me show you exactly what you get with my PRINCE2 primer. You get my PRINCE2 exam cram. All exam questions are based on this. It's the fundamental syllabus against which the examiner will set questions. So you can use this as a checklist to ensure that you are well prepared for both the foundation and practitioner exams. The heart of my system, of course, is my PRINCE2 Primer Foundation and Practitioner video library, formatted in MP4 for easy download to your PC. I've created them in a logical order, but you can go back and dive in at different points to reinforce some of your training or to rewatch any areas that you haven't quite grasped. Of course, I give you a PRINCE2 sample practitioner exam along with answers. Although these won't be the same questions you'll get in your real exam, this whole sample paper is structured just like the real exam, with questions of typical type and difficulty to those you'll find in your exam. I do the same thing with the foundation exam. You'll actually get this in the form of a PowerPoint quiz. Don't worry if you don't have PowerPoint on your PC. I include a useful PowerPoint viewer for you. Again, you get all the answers with these, as you can see here. But there's more. You get my PRINCE2 21 exercises workbook to test your grasp of the PRINCE2 fundamentals. You can print this out and carry out the exercises whenever it's convenient for you. You also get my PRINCE2 roadmap, showing you how to navigate through the PRINCE2 processes and the themes. And of course my PRINCE2 Primer process and product matrix, showing you all of the activities within each of the processes along with the products that are created in them, in the form of an easy to read product matrix. You get my PRINCE2 Primer 50 hot questions to print out and again use when it's convenient to you, and my PRINCE2 10 topic briefing on useful topics within the PRINCE2 methodology. You get my famous Learn PRINCE2 in 60 minutes flat PRINCE2 overview, very easy to read document. As you can see, all of these are here to augment the main video training. So would you like to get a surefire practitioner exam passed? Well, my primer is fully licensed and endorsed by the APM group as an official pre-course study. They carried out a full audit and have granted me a license. Don't forget, the APM group are the folks who set and mark your exams. Now, you could take your foundation and practitioner exams without attending PRINCE2 classroom training. If you're in the UK, there are 4 centres where open exams are held, and if you're not in the UK, you can seek out the British Council in your country and find out where you also can take open exams rather than attend classroom training if you prefer. For those of you that are taking classroom training, of course, you'll turn up on Monday morning well ahead of the pack, having gone through my PRINCE2 primer, and you can then use the remainder of the week to hone and refine your understanding and practice your exam techniques. So if you are already booked on a course, my PRINCE2 primer will get you well ahead of the rest of the delegates. You can download the video modules as MP4 files, plus the supporting documentation direct to either a PC or a Mac or a mobile device if you prefer. Now, my PRINCE2 primer is unique. It is the only licensed downloadable PRINCE2 Foundation and Practitioner video training on the internet. What's more, there is no expiry date for your PRINCE2 primer. Unlike other online training, you don't have a time limit set. When you download my primer, you'll have it as a single user lifetime license for your use only, of course. And of course, this allows you to learn at your own place and at your own pace. Now I ask you finally, is PRINCE2 exam failure an option for you? Probably not, because you of course will be looking to become an accredited PRINCE2 practitioner. Now think on this. If you start studying, your PRINCE2 pass could be just weeks away. That is of course providing that you start now. So don't delay. Get your hands on my PRINCE2 primer for just £97. If you're not already on it, hop on over to my website at www.prince2primer.com. So thank you very much for watching my video. I'm Dave Litton, and I look forward to working with you again when we meet in my PRINCE2 Primer videos.